Hey everyone, welcome to Nicole's Needlework. My name is Nicole and this is a podcast about knitting and cross-stitching. Today is July 15th, 2016. It is right about 5:15. This is episode 11 and show notes can be found on my blog, nicolesneedlework.com. And I can be found on Instagram and Ravelry as at Nicole's Needlework. So I try to make it simple. If you just Google search Nicole's Needlework, you can find me. You can find me on all the social media. I do have a couple finishes to share. I have finished my Summer in Nantucket, sorry. And this is by Plum Street Samplers. The linen is 35 count Confederate Gray by Weeks Dye Works. And I did change some of the colors. The red, I used Gentle Arts Mulberry instead of the Crescent or Classic Colorworks Almost Auburn. And the white I used was Classic Colorworks Eggshell instead of the Gentle Arts Shaker White. So I did a little flip-flop there. The other color I changed, is the skin color. I just used Perfect Pie Crust instead of Classic Colors Perfect Pie Crust instead of Chai. The Chai was just a little gray, so I thought that would be good. So I'm happy. I'm very happy with how it turned out. And my other finish is a knitting finish. I finally finished my 3-color cashmere shawl, and it is huge. I mean, I cannot believe how big this thing blocked. I mean, it's so big. So I hate to even put this on because it's been every day. It's been about 100 here. I'm just outside of Charleston, South Carolina. So it's been super hot. So I'm happy with it, and it's really long. So. And this was the black is the graphite in the hedgehog fiber skinny singles. The white is the urchin in the hedgehog fibers, and the pink is Pop Rocks, Madeline Tosh Merino Light. And I did unicorn tails. I used almost 4. So I haven't put my stats in. Let me get this off because it's so hot. I haven't updated my Ravelry page with it yet, but I will. And get a good picture of it because you just can't tell. But I'm very happy with the colors I chose. So that's done, and I got out my other shawl, that is the 3-color cashmere shawl by Joji Locatelli. And my other shawl I've been working on, Pure Joy, also by Joji Locatelli. And sadly, I'm in the middle of a row again. It's because these rows are starting to get longer. But I'm on the last wedge, the 6th wedge. And this is Madeline Tosh Merino Light, and this is the Confederate Gray. It's been a long week. This is the Composition Book Gray. And the white or cream is the Antler. I'm dropping stitches. That's what I get for showing this mid-row. But anyway, it'll look better once it's blocked. And I was going through my whips, and I wrote them down, and I have 18. So I was kind of going through them, and I keep all my thread lists and everything on, sorry about the glare, I can't get that in there right, Google Sheets. Anyway, it's just a spreadsheet program that's in the cloud, so I can access it from anywhere, my computer at work or my iPad, my iPhone. I can access my inventory and keep it updated. Since it's in the cloud, you can't tell, can you? A little bit. So here's my DMC. And then if I take it out, I put which chart I use it for. And I got that from Michelle, Cozy Egg, who also has a podcast. I got that idea from her of listing the chart so you don't have to buy extra. You can just steal from your other. Last weekend I went to Rock Hill again and met up with Faye, Carolina Stitcher, Charlene. I forget the name of her blog. I'm so sorry, Charlene. Karen's Handiwork. Who else was there? Linda. She doesn't have a blog, but she usually comes with Faye. And Natasha. And Natasha has a podcast also. And I'll link to all their blogs and YouTube channels in the show notes. But anyway, I did get to go to Stitch and Frame again, which I mentioned before is a wonderful shop. And I can't resist their linen. So I was looking for some more Pictures Plus, but they didn't have a lot left in the 40 count. So I found some very pretty lakeside linen. And that's maple sugar, 40 count maple sugar, lakeside linen. I thought it was really pretty. And 40 count meadow rue, vintage meadow rue. Got some pretty modeling. It's just starting to rain. And I've always loved shepherd's bush, so I got a shepherd's bush kit too. Sorry for glare. And that's This Land. And those are the pretty linen and thread colors. So, and I am trying to be good on my stash buying still. This was actually my lunch money that I used for a couple that I had saved. I took out lunch money, and so instead of going out to eat for lunch, I ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and turkey sandwiches and brought leftovers. So I tried to be really good so I could get this little bit of stash. It's not like we're in dire straits or anything. I'm just really trying to be good with spending. Anyway, so since I went through my WIP list, which was how I was trying to show you, I was trying to get organized. I pulled out a few things, older things again. Here's another old one. Really? Sorry, my cat. She crawled under the blanket. That's her back there. Anyway, this is Shakespeare's Peddler Spanish Mystery Sampler. And this is another one I was thinking of unkitting, but it's really pretty. And I had just a little bit started. So I've got threads going everywhere. And this is all I have done. It's not a lot. And this is one of my favorites, 40 count vintage light exemplar. So that was one I worked on just a tiny bit, just put a few stitches in. And these in the called for threads of needlepoint silk and Gloriana. This is kind of weird though. These two are different. One is old gold, one is lacquered gold. They look exactly the same. Oh well. So anyway, that one is one of my older ones. Another older one I got out in this Abby Bella Stitch, who has a YouTube channel, made me think of this. So this is a real old, is the token. I actually started this way back in, gosh, 2006, I think. And then for some reason, I don't know what happened to it, but it was really pretty. It was on Picture This Plus relic with a blue, dark blue silk. And I don't know what happened to it. I must have unkitted it, and I have no idea. It was so long ago. So back in 2011, I restarted it because I saw Shepherd's Bush. If you look on some of their photo pages from their blog, they have this hanging on their wall, and I love the color they used. Somehow I found out what color they used. Someone who may have gone there, I have no idea. It was so long ago. Anyway, so that's my little start. I mean, it's just teeny tiny. But since Abby showed her finished token, it made me think of it, and I decided to get back out. And I put a few stitches in here. Not many, just a few. And so I'm using Gloriana, and this is Rosewood. And the light is getting really bad because it just started raining, so sorry for that. But that's Gloriana. And there's Dry Pink Roses is like one of the accent colors. And that's the hand-dyed silk. Oh, here it is. There's the Dry Pink Roses. So those are two old, like 4 or 5 year old, yeah, about 5-year-old whips. That 4 or 5. Oh, let's see. While I was, man, light's really bad. While I was stitching in Rock Hill, I decided to start Grand Old Flag. And this is by With Thy Needle and Thread. And I'd actually started this on the 36 count legacy, and I wasn't that happy with the coverage. So I decided to restart it on the 40 count. This is 40 count Purely Primitive by Silk Weaver. And that's looking much better, that coverage there. And this is Gentle Arts, Weeks Dye Works, and Classic Color Works. And I did change, or I didn't have, it calls for Gentle Arts Ruby Slipper, and I substituted the Gentle Arts Mulberry, which looked similar in the picture. And I also substituted, the Shaker White, called for Shaker White again, and since I wasn't that happy with it on the other one, I decided to use Eggshell. Classic Color Works Eggshell again. It seems to stand out a little better. So that's one other thing I worked on. And did work on my chalk square design a little bit. I've finished the, last time I podcasted, I finished the middle. And now I've started on the border. So I don't have a lot done. And the chart is really hard to see. I tried enlarging it some, but it's very teeny tiny. I'll show you a little bit of it. So, and I've been looking, I used to have one of those magnifier magnets that goes on your magnet board. I don't know. I guess I don't have one anymore. And I've looked in the stores. I don't see them in the stores anymore either. So I have to work on that and good lighting. And I did get, because I needed, oh, did I show this last week? That I did get one chart. I think I did. Or 2 weeks ago. So, because I had to get one thread. Yeah, I think I did mention that. So, another thing, I've just been all over the place this week, working on all different kinds of things. I worked on Frances Eden a little bit. Just one day I put in a few stitches, or 2 days. But I've been working on that little house a little bit. Not much. And I'm using this is the 40 count vintage light exemplar. And I'm using the Vicki Clayton hand-dyed threads. Oh, all those. Very pretty. Last thing I worked on is All Creatures, Great and Small. And last time I had finished the bottom portion. And now I'm working on that house there. Or I finished the house and now I'm working on the flowers next to the house. But I'm still loving this. It's such a great design. I think that's it. And even though I have at least 18 whips, I got into my head that I might want to start a new sampler. And it is, I'm gonna mess this up, Victorine Delacroix by the Sampler. I don't have the chart with me, but I'll insert a picture. But I did pull the DMC. It calls for a lot of threads. A lot. And I was thinking, I have this vintage buttercream 40 count lakeside linen that I've had in my stash for a long time. And the Victorine Delacroix is a pretty sampler with satin stitches along the side and a floral border. And anyway, I'll try and put a picture in here and you can see exactly what it looks like. But I love this buttercream, so pretty. And Siobhan of Blue Hen, Notes from the Blue Hen Hollow blog. I'll put a link in my show notes. She started it, and she actually got the DMC and then used the DMC to convert it to silks. And going through my chart, I realized I had put that conversion in with my chart. So, and I had checked off all the ones I had, and I had quite a few, and there were just a few that I was needing. So I'm trying to decide now, do I want to just go with DMC, knowing that if I need an extra color, I can just get it. You know, it's right down the street, Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Or do I go with silks, which I love to work with? I don't know. I'm still trying to decide. So anyway, I probably won't even start it. I'll, who knows? Who knows with me? Anyway, I think that's it. I think I've showed everything. I think that's it. So sorry for the lighting. It's raining, but that's a good time to stitch and get the pajamas on and just hang out for the weekend. My oldest son is actually going to do driver's training. He starts driver's training tomorrow. He has an all-day class. So that's all we have planned this weekend. So anyway, so I hope you guys all have a great weekend, and I hope to talk to you soon, maybe in a week or two. Talk to you later. Bye.